Oh friends, I want to warn you about a habit so common that it disguises itself as intelligence. It is the habit of judging by resemblance, of drawing conclusions from surface likeness, of trusting analogy more than truth. The mind loves shortcuts. It sees one thing and assumes it understands another. It says, "This looks like that, so it must be the same." From this habit come many confident errors, many sincere mistakes, and much cruelty done in the name of understanding. Analogy is useful for teaching, but it is dangerous for judging. When it replaces direct seeing, it blinds. I have watched people condemn what they did not understand, simply because it resembled something they feared. I have watched others embrace what harmed them because it resembled something they loved. The eye is quick to decide, and the mind is eager to agree. But truth does not always wear familiar clothing. Often, it appears in forms that disturb our expectations. When you judge by analogy, you do not meet what is before you. You meet your own memory and mistake it for knowledge. O seekers, the parrot thought baldness came from oil because oil had come with pain. The conclusion felt logical. It was also wrong. This is how the analogy misleads. It links two things by coincidence and calls the link cause. It builds certainty on resemblance instead of understanding. Many of you do the same with faith, with people, with ideas. You see one action and assign an entire meaning. You hear one word and imagine a whole intention. And once you believe the picture you have drawn, you defend it fiercely. Analogy comforts the ego because it feels like insight without effort. You do not need to inquire. You do not need to listen. You simply compare. This is why analogy is loved by those who fear uncertainty. It turns the unknown into something familiar quickly. But what is familiar is not always true. The world is more subtle than your comparisons allow. When you reduce it to likenesses, you shrink it to fit your fear. Oh friends, I have seen entire communities divided by analogy. One group says, "They look like this, so they must be that." Another replies in kind. Soon, no one is listening to what is actually being said. They are only defending images they have created. Analogy hardens quickly into judgment. Judgment hardens into exclusion. And exclusion hardens into violence, even when it speaks the language of righteousness. I speak to you from experience. I once mistook intensity for depth, enthusiasm for truth, eloquence for wisdom. The resemblance was convincing. The cost of the mistake was high. Only later did I learn that what shines is not always light, and what burns is not always fire. When I stopped trusting analogy and began trusting presence, my seeing changed. I had to slow down. I had to risk not knowing. That risk was the beginning of clarity. O seekers, analogy is a tool, not a guide. It can point, but it cannot lead. When you let it lead, it will take you where you already believe you are going. It cannot surprise you. Truth often does. Truth arrives where analogy fails. It asks you to remain with what you do not yet understand, without rushing to label it. This patience feels uncomfortable. It strips the mind of its quick victories, but it opens the heart to real perception. There is a cruelty born of analogy that calls itself reason. It judges people by category, by appearance, by resemblance to something condemned before. It does not ask who this person is. It asks only, who does this person remind me of? From this habit comes injustice and arrogance alike. You think you are protecting the truth, but you are protecting your own images. Truth does not need that kind of protection. O beloved ones, learn to distinguish between resemblance and reality. Two things may look alike and belong to different worlds. Two experiences may feel similar and lead to opposite ends. The soul cannot be understood by comparison alone. It must be encountered. When you replace encounters with analogy, you replace relationships with control. And control is the enemy of understanding. I do not ask you to abandon thinking. I ask you to deepen it. Let thought serve seeing, not replace it. When something confuses you, resist the urge to explain it away by comparison. Stay. Look again. Listen longer. Ask what this thing is, not what it resembles. The truth often hides behind appearances that analogy cannot penetrate. Oh friends, the danger of analogy is not that it is always wrong, but that it feels complete. It gives you confidence too early. It closes the door before understanding has entered. When you notice yourself certain, based only on resemblance, pause. That pause is wisdom beginning to work. In that pause, judgment loosens its grip, and curiosity breathes. If you wish to walk this path, learn to judge less by what things look like, and more by what they do to the heart. Does this presence open you or contract you? Does it make you more attentive or more reactive? These questions cannot be answered by analogy. They require lived attention. When you learn this kind of seeing, appearances lose their power to deceive you. Oh friends, analogy will always tempt you with speed. Truth asks for patience. Choose patience. What is real will endure your waiting. What is false will demand quick agreement. Do not be rushed into certainty. The world is deeper than resemblance, and the heart was not made to live by comparisons alone. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episodes.